The first thing that you're going to need to do are collect some images. So for example, if I were doing, say, a poster on Mr. Rogers and Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, I'm going to need to collect pictures on my desktop. You can see I've already started that here. In order to do that, I'm going to quickly show you how to do that using a Google image search. So go to Google, click on Images, and then type in your person's name. Google Images is going to give you a vast variety of different pictures that you can use. And some of the pictures are not going to be useful at all. But what you're going to have to do are take pictures from an image search and put them on your desktop or into a folder on your desktop, somewhere that you normally save things that you know where they are. So let's say you wanted to use this picture right here. The nice thing about Google Images is you can just click and hold and drag it right to your desktop. And there I have it, listed as download. I would probably rename this image so that it doesn't get confusing with all of the other pictures that you're going to drag. Notice that I changed the name to Mr. Rogers Pick 1. Drag a few more images to your desktop. I like this one in the green sweater, and I'm going to adjust the name just by clicking on it once slowly, then twice. Mr. Rogers Pick 2. Has to be a unique name, otherwise it's going to get confusing. Scroll down, you can see many other pictures. Mr. Rogers was famous for using puppets in his television show, so maybe a picture of Mr. Rogers with King Friday. Change the name as it's on my desktop. Okay. The trolley in the background, Mr. Rogers and his trolley, very famous, iconic. Rogers and trolley. Notice even that time I clicked on it and I was still able to drag it. Now that you have some pictures, you're ready to go back to the photo collage page and start uploading pictures. Let me show you how. The reason I'm showing you to save it to your desktop is because now all you're going to have to do is click, hold, and drag it right into the photo collage piece. All of the pictures are going to drag right into the piece. Some of them are going to resize. Some of them may go over top, but you can move them. And now you have all of the pictures that you just found from the internet in your poster. What you have to learn now is how to take these images and make it look like a decent poster for a virtual presentation. Let me show you a few basic steps in photocollage.com that we expect you to know how to use to make these pictures look like a good poster. The first thing that you're going to deal with is the fact that some of these pictures are too big and they are covering up other pictures. That doesn't mean that you cannot use these. In fact, you can resize every single one just by simply clicking on an image and going to any one of these corners. You can shrink or make larger the pictures that you have just dragged in to your poster. So I'm going to do that with all 5 of these. I'm going to separate it, since I have 5, maybe put it in 5 different corners. All right, make this one a little bit bigger just by clicking, holding, and dragging with the mouse. Same thing with this one. And now I have 5 pictures on a poster that span the entire poster. The second basic step that we expect all 4th graders to know how to use from this site is adding text, because a poster doesn't just have pictures, it also has information. Up here you'll see a T, and if you hover over that T, it tells you what the tool does, add text. Once you click on that, it's going to create a text box, which, just like the pictures, can be rearranged by size and can also be moved anywhere that you would like. So right here, you may want to identify the fact that, yes, this is Mr. Rogers, but it's Mr. Rogers with one of his famous puppets. Where it says type here, you just need to backspace or delete what it says and type what you want it to say. King Friday. Now, obviously that's way too big. So you can either click, hold, and drag to select everything, or hold down Control and A and change the size. The way you do that is the same exact way we changed the size of the photos. You come to one of these corners and you shrink it by clicking your mouse, holding it down, and dragging it until it's a size that you think fits the poster in a nice way. This one lets everybody know that this is a picture of Mr. Rogers and King Friday. But just so you see the basics, you click on the T, you type in the text box, you change the size. Now that you've added pictures and text that go with those pictures, you can see I have the birth date and death date for Mr. Rogers, why he was so important and influential, and a couple small other pieces about him. The only other thing that we expect you to do is to add a background. Here's how you do that. Step 1, click on this little down arrow that says Collage. Step 2, find where it says Set Background. Step 3, select one of these backgrounds from the library and then hit Apply. Now I have a colorful poster with pictures and factual information about the person that we studied. Let's save it. In order to save it, follow these steps. Step 1, click on Collage. Step 2, save. In this case, let's save it in HD, which is high def. When you click on that, it's going to allow you to name your collage. Mr. Panza's Mr. Rogers poster pic. And with everything else, we also save it as a JPEG or a PNG. Click on Save. And then we're going to place it on the desktop. After it's downloaded, click Download. It shows up at the bottom of your screen here. You can pop it open, and there's your poster, which you can save. To show you that final step of saving to the desktop, click Collage, Save HD, just like we did. It's already titled. JPEG or PNG is fine. It is going to load. When it's done loading, click Download. Notice it pops up here in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen like we had mentioned. When you open that up, you're going to click File, Make a Copy. After you've done that, select Desktop, and it will allow you to save it to the desktop. Click Save. Now that it's saved, I can go to my desktop and show you where it is. I've minimized my screens, and here's my desktop. All of those pictures that I used are still there, and my poster picture is right here. Double-clicking on it will allow you to see the poster. If that's not a way you'd like to do it, you can always click Collage, go down to Save and Share Online. Once you click on that, click Save Online. It will load. After it's done loading, it will give you different options. You have a direct link, which you can copy and share with your teacher in Google Docs. Go back to Google, open up your drive, create a new Google document, and paste the link in there and share it with your teacher. Of course, you have to name it first. Once you have named it, you'll be able to share it. Let's say I wanted to share this with Mrs. Novak. I could go ahead and do that and click Send. Now she has the link. When you click on this link, it's going to show you the poster that has been created by you.